Well, just to show how sleep deprived I am, I just did an entire video with no sound. So yeah, that's lovely. Uh, hey, gold and platinum folks, please note if you look at my ETF and ETF miner lists, I've moved 5 out of ETF into ETF miner because I was sick and tired of being like, well, this is boring. Let's just move on. You ain't gonna see EWW and crap like that anymore. This is in the miner. There's just no point. So this would be a little leaner. 20 key ETFs. And before we get into the ETFs, just thematically, I think the RTY Fibonacci chart illustrates very nicely my perception of the market, which is that we've completed a top and we're at the cusp of a move into the next zone down. What I'm not sure of is, was Friday's bounce all we need? Is there more to come? I kind of hope there's more to come because God help me, I'm light. I'm 40% cash now. If we collapse on Monday, you will hear shrieking from one end of the nation to the other. My perception is that the stocks are on sale mentality will still persist. Anyway, but this RTY thing is a big deal because it's a nice top. The Fibonacci's have been quite potent for half a decade. So this should be respected. Into the ETFs. The diamonds are lovely because we had what happened a couple of Fridays ago was key. It pushed us into a new zone, I think. And as of this Friday, we almost had undone all that damage. Even though I had a fantastic time with my shorts. Boy, that sounds wrong. But the thing is that very, very profitable. Managed to get out at good prices. Not optimal. Definitely some blown opportunities here and there. But it'll be very, very interesting to see, is that the line? Or is it more like this? Or is it more like way up here, maybe? The real mush of activity isn't really until up there. For now, I'm going to be really conservative and put it down there. I would feel better, because that's where the market cares about. How does Tim and I feel about it? If we got all the way back up to here, because there's a lot more resistance up there. EFA, as you know, the options on this stink, but I think this failure of the wedge is another important element in the new bear market. We have not even managed to double top here. I think that I'm excited about 2025. What you're about to hear is not a political statement, as much as it'll sound like one. So here it goes. Trump is going to screw everything up royally, okay? And I couldn't be more excited. This is my belief. This is not a political thing. I really don't care about Washington, D.C. and politics and government. The government's never done a damn thing for me except take my money. So whether it's Ronald Reagan or George Bush or Donald Trump or Yosemite Sam, honestly don't care. But I think he is screwing it all up royally with his sycophants around him, and that's wonderful because we need this. His bumbling idiocy will bring about the fourth turning in a way that I've been waiting for a long time. So, it sounded political, but it's not, honest. EWZ Brazil is a heartbreaker because I called this pattern beautifully, and what screwed it up for me was this little quartet of days right here. This strength compelled me to put on a pink taffeta dress and get out of my EWZ short, and it has been plunging ever since. This is a marvelous head and shoulders pattern. The target remains way down here. I bet a lot of people make a lot of money off my idea, but not me. So shame on me. I shall mitigate the shame to some degree by saying EWZ is a weird beast. It can spend months or even years just dicking around, like here. Who can trade that? But this time, it looks like it's working out very well. So, shame on me. Here's China. Make good money on this by entering positions Thursday, getting out Friday. I think it's got much lower to go. This is a communist dictatorship pretending to be a capitalist society at the same time, and it's worked out great for them. But they're completely dependent on fat Americans in a Walmart buying shit they don't need. And that has worked out great for a long time, but won't be working out so great for much longer because the aforementioned obese people won't be able to buy as much unnecessary consumables, shall we say. And so that's going to hurt China. And I think that the topping out we had here, which we reapproached on Wednesday, is an important line in the sand. And I am highly confident I'll regret being out of those FXI puts. I made it a quick overnight trade, but I think long term China is going to be cataclysmically horrible. Precious metals have been kind of a bore. I'm just going to breeze through these. You know, there's miners. How about that? Here's gold. I actually made good money earlier in the week shorting gold overnight. If it gets down to here, it might be interesting in terms of a buy, but maybe not. Maybe it'll just keep falling. I think assets are very highly correlated right now. Gold and silver do not seem to have really come up with a mind of their own just yet. So I've kind of fallen out of love with them again. IWM, I kind of covered this already by way of the RTY futures. This is a nice little pattern. If we start falling at once on Monday, then, screw me, the 40% cash. That was idiotic because that will lead the way down for everything. So it's not a super, super, super clean pattern, but it might happen. And I think the failure of that fib is crucial to the market as a whole. Real estate's kind of a bore. The cubes had, it's hard to believe, but their highest point in human history just about only, 7 trading days ago or so, 7 or 8, and lost almost the entirety of the election bounce. So this was election day, the result came out, big rally, retrace, huge rally, and then in a way, kind of the honeymoon ended on December 16, kind of, because that was just a straight shot up. After then, it was like bang, 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 all of it, and it finally eked out a little bit of a new high here before vomiting all over everybody nearby. And we did not seal the gap. And as with the IWM, I just don't know how much more there is in this. Let's just draw that there for now. It is also possible that we get a little rally first thing Monday, and then it begins to poo its pampers again. If you hear nervousness in my voice, it's a combination of sleep deprivation and the fact that I've been doing so well lately. I'm just terrified of losing my house or something, because when things go this well, I'm very cautious about what's next. Silver, meh, kind of out of love for it. Long term, I think it's great. Short term, it's just annoying. This was a huge week for semiconductors. NVIDIA was a real change agent, I think. And as I look at these charts, I again begin to stare at my 40% cash and resent it deeply, because I'm not so sure if Friday's rally was all we're going to get. That's a pretty clean point of resistance right there. So, it is entirely possible that the week ahead is going to be catastrophically down. And I would be catastrophically upset. But we'll know real soon how that's going to pan out. But this is a real failure. There's been a lot of damage for our bullish friends. Spider, we do have a failure, or a break at least, of this midline of the multi-decade price channel. But as I've mentioned, it's not necessarily mean, party timers are here, because we've seen it here, we've seen it here, we've seen it here. It doesn't necessarily mean time to rock and roll, but I do think that's a very important delineation, because you can see just the longevity of that channel. That's some powerful stuff. Bonds have been much stronger than I had guessed. I haven't traded them in a long time, so that's okay. But clearly that's where the money's been going. It's had quite a good rally, so congratulations to any bond bulls out there. USO, oil poked its head above here briefly, but I think realized that, oh wait, the world economy is in big trouble, so it retreated in a big hurry from that. Not much to read there. Boy, this video is going fast again. This is the second time I'm doing it. XHB, I got out about 40% of my position here, and we'll be glad to get back in again in a big way if it rallies. Long-term, sensational. Short-term, kind of beaten down. XLF, hardly ever heard anything to say about that. Interesting. Almost it looks like a lifetime high or nearly on that. That's crazy. I guess the fact banks get infinite government support helps. XLI, nothing to say. XLK, kind of a repeat of the cubes, obviously. Nothing really to divine from that. XLU, the utilities, nothing really there. And XOP, this one still prospectively could complete the top. That would take some doing, but if it did so, it would be a kind of a top for the ages. It's tremendous because we've had tops in XOP before. Those have been crucial turning points for the market in general, and of course indicative of the global economy. But this one is wider than the others, and that could be a monster. So that's it. Thanks for your attention.